Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Oh, boy. Finished doing my live stream. Just can't. I don't know if it's me, and because I'm a Homer, Dallas Cowboy fan, or what, but it seems like watching games that aren't the Cowboys are just snooze fest. And that Dolphins Saints game is completely a snooze fest. It's a damn shame that New Orleans has the defense that they have and have no quarterback. I mean, just literally, that is what's killed the New Orleans Saints. You saw them even with Jameis Winston, how good they were playing. They were, 5-2? And since then, without a quarterback, other than beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they just can't do it without that quarterback. But here's the thing that's crazy. The Cowboys, for the most part, over about the last 20 years, have always had a really good offense. And we've had some great offensive players. When you think about Dez Bryant, you think about T.O., you think about Romo, you think about Dak, you think about DeMarco Murray, you think about Zeke Elliott, you think about Dez Bryant. We've had great offensive players, and probably an offense that's about in the top 10 almost every year. But the thing that we have not had forever is a defense. And getting Dann Quinn, I hope this has enough gas. I forgot to change the tank. I know it's low, so let me turn it down low and try and make it last. Try and make it last. Because I don't want to go up under and have to redo this. But getting Dann Quinn, it's so funny because it's like revisionist history when you watch the talking heads. Now you're listening to the talking heads saying, oh, well, we knew that Dann Quinn would bring in, a sense of toughness and that he would do good things with the Dallas Cowboys defense. And it's like, wait a minute. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. The way people trashed Dann Quinn because of the, they joked. Wait a minute. You're bringing in Dann Quinn as a defensive coordinator? You mean with the Atlanta Falcons that gave up more, come from behind victories than anybody else, the biggest meltdown in Super Bowl history? You're going to hire him for a defensive coordinator? That's what they did. Now they're saying, oh, we knew Dann Quinn. Oh, no, you didn't. Y'all trashed his ass and said that was a stupid hire. But you can see the difference of Mike Nolan and Dann Quinn. When you see clips of Dann Quinn in the locker with those guys, knowing that Dann Quinn was, like me, a nose guard, undersized nose guard, okay? We're about the same age. Knowing that guy came in and started using Run DMC rap to educate the players. Those guys have bought into everything that he's selling. He can tell them to go ahead and run through a brick wall, and those guys will run through a brick wall. Because literally, that's exactly what they're doing. And that's kind of like what a football game is, if you don't know. It's literally like running into a brick wall with pads on. But he has instilled so much with these guys. The talking heads out there, nobody thought this defense would get turned around like that. But I pointed out to you guys last year, if you took the Washington football team, which was 23rd in defense, Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio getting there, getting Chase Young, and with those players that they had on that defensive front, that defense went from 23rd, I believe, to 4th, which was a major jump. And this is where the Cowboys are with their jump. We went from 28 scoring defense down to 7. And I dare say right now the Dallas Cowboys defense is playing better than anybody else. I keep hearing Philly 500 talking about the Cowboys need to be scared about this defense. I tell you what, if we play somebody like the Rams against Matthew Stafford, who has literally since week 9 has had like 9 interceptions, bro, that shit ain't even gonna be funny. You can handle that guy because he's giving picks away like Oprah's giving away cars. You get an interception, and you get an interception, and you get an interception. And as far as this defense is built to beat a Tom Brady. See, Dan Quinn knows what Tom Brady can do firsthand. He saw it in the Super Bowl. The thing that this defense can do that Tom Brady absolutely hates is pressure in your face. Every Super Bowl that Tom Brady has lost and had poor performances, it's because they get pressure in his face. He does not like people in front of him. He likes to be able to step up. And if you watched against, yesterday, Tyler Heineke had no chance. To put it in Vince McMahon, you got no chance in hell of escaping. Because the problem for the Cowboys has always been, much like we've had a great offense and no defense, we've had great edge rushers in DeMarcus Ware, DeMarcus Lawrence, even Hatcher had a great year in there. We've had, even Robert Quinn had a great season. We've had great defensive end play, but we've always been soft in the middle. Because, see, you have to understand what it's designed, the way a play is designed. One guy messing up can blow up a play. And you have D-Law who can get upfield because their job is to get pressure around the outside, which is great. They're quick. But the problem is, if you can't get equal pressure in the middle, the quarterback steps up and the tackle can just run those ends out of the way. And to make it worse, when that quarterback steps up, he's got a clear view because everything's washed behind him. He can take off. He can go ahead and have more time because then the receivers can break off their routes and come back, that there's more things they can do. If you watch what happened the last couple of games, especially yesterday against Tyler Heineke, the ball is snapped and he's got no place to go. He's got nowhere else to go, man. He's got nowhere else to go. He can't go outside because the ends are there. He can't step up because you've got the pressure in the middle, and you throw in the wild card where you have Micah Parsons then rush from the linebacking position. That makes a difference in the world, because what will start happening as you continue to do this, and this is the Dan Quinn design of having this group of rotational defensive linemen. This is what he did in Seattle. They didn't have super all-stars and things. You had, Cliff Avrils, you had, Bryant, and guys like that were really good, but you didn't have like Khalil Mack and stuff on there. But you had 7, 8 guys that you kept throwing fresh body in there, and they would get that push in the middle, and were able to get to that quarterback. And when you're able to do that, that's part of the reason why all these interceptions happen. The quarterback is under the gun, and he's just trying to get rid of the ball so he doesn't take a sack, or he's throwing the football sooner than he wants. So here's the thing. You got to look at Dan Quinn's stock like it was after Seattle won the Super Bowl. Because you look and say, the Dallas Cowboys defense was ass last year. There was no named players that they got. They got a bunch of ragtag, fugitive, fleet, Battlestar Galactica reference here. Guys that were, from the Atlanta Falcons where the defense was bad last year. Guys that were role players. Guys like Carlos Watkins off of the Texans and Keanu Neal, from Atlanta. Malik Hooker with the torn, ruptured Achilles tendon. And you drafted a linebacker that you had to play a defensive end. You didn't have a lot to work with. But yet, you turned the defense around. And here's the thing. Does Dan Quinn want to be a head coach again? Because he certainly can write a ticket. I mean, if you're the Jets, if you're the Giants, although the Giants say they're going to bring back the judge. I don't know why, but they're going to bring back the judge. But you look around at some of these coaches, like in Jacksonville. You telling me Jacksonville wouldn't like to have a Dan Quinn? The Cowboys are going to have to find a way to keep him. And as much as you guys talk about Kellen Moore as well, because Even with the Dak Prescott slump that we talked about in the Dallas Cowboys offense having issues, still number one in scoring offense, number one in yardage, and they're in the top 10 in every category. Guys, this team is good. And with that being said, I'm going to go carry my behind to bed. Shout out to Rio Robinson. If you haven't seen him, he is finally wearing the t-shirt and he is mad as hell. He is literally unloading on the Washington football team. Whoa, he is unloading on the football team. And check him out. Tell him how bad his team is and tell him his daddy says hello. God willing, I'll see you in the morning. Be safe out there.